Alright, let's get started here. First thing we're going to do is actually log in. I've got testing 1do4 username. I know it's pretty silly. I couldn't get 123, so I had to get creative there. Let's go ahead and type in my password here and sign in. This is obviously after you have already created your user account. And you're going to get inside here, that is, if you know how to type your password better than I do. Motion speed. But once you get in there and you've created your brand new account, it should look something like this. You should have 3 emails, all from the Gmail team. Over on the left you have what's called your inbox. That should look pretty familiar to you. Starred items is a little bit different than usual. And then you have your sent mail, drafts, all pretty much the same as usual. The nice part about Gmail is, well, if you want to, you can star things. Let's get to that real quick. Put a star by something, and then if you want to see only your starred items, I just starred that first email, the one that says access Gmail in your mobile phone. And if all I want to see is starred items, I can press the starred button right there. And lo and behold, the only emails that I see are my starred ones. As you can imagine, you could have a whole bunch of emails, right? Some that are from people that you kind of like, and others are ones from people that you want to get back to. So, or people, things, whatever it is that you find useful, important, things that you need to take care of, you can put stars next to. And then when you want to filter out all that garbage, all you have to do is click the starred word, and lo and behold, boom, you're back to all of your emails, or all of your starred emails. And then if you click back to the inbox, here you are back at your inbox with all the emails, and now I can star, unstar, whatever I'd like. It does have its limitations. It'd be nice if they had extra little stars in here, so on and so forth. The other thing that you can do is you can add labels to anything. So I can click on these little radio boxes here. These aren't radio boxes, these little check boxes here. And I can add labels to them. Click from the drop down labels here. I could pick that they are personal. So now they're all marked personal. And there, I just accidentally opened that email right there. I'm going to get back to my inbox. And right here next to inbox, it shows me exactly how many I have that are unread. Right now I have 2 unread ones, which is why they're in black. But now you'll notice next to my first and my third email, I've got the personal label there. So now if I click on it, and that word personal, I open up that email right here, correct? But if I want to see all of my personal emails instead of just this personal email, okay, I can go over here to the left, and you'll notice over here I now have a little section that is labeled personal. So if I click on that, I see all of my personal emails. This is sort of like starring something. It's just a little bit longer route, but you have a lot more flexibility because, in fact, if I go back to the inbox here, I could label these with whatever I want. Personal, so on and so forth, are just labels that Google, the Gmail team has created for you already. But if you want to make your own, it just says right here, create a new label. Or you can manage your label, so on and so forth. They give you some of the most common ones, personal, receipts, so on and so forth. And later on, let's say you have a whole ton of labels on there, you can actually search for the labels within this little search tool. But let's go ahead and create a new label. I'm going to create a label here. It says, alright, enter the name of your label. Well, if it's from the Gmail team, I want to mark it as Gmail team. Hit OK. And now these both are marked from the Gmail team. And in fact, I can come back here, and this other one, the one in the middle, is from the Gmail team too. So now I can go in there and actually add that one as from the Gmail team. Do you see how I can mark that right there? I can unmark all of them from personal if I want to. Mark them all as Gmail team. There we go. Unmark that. Hit apply. Now they're all marked from the Gmail team. Perfect. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can do to personalize your Gmail account also. Go over here to settings. And it should load up here. Things are going really slow for me today. I wonder if I should just back this up. But from within here, you can see all of these different settings. You can see that you have your accounts, imports, exports, that kind of stuff. You can do labels. That's what we were just doing a few seconds ago, but you can do this from this side also. You can start working on things. In fact, you can see that that Gmail team one that I put right there has 3 conversations in it, so on and so forth. Conversations, by the way, are just a fancy word for it's an email, okay? Because each email can actually be threaded, and we might talk a little bit about that later on. Then I can go to filters. Forwarding is actually very helpful. For instance, my do4com address always sends to my school address automatically, and that's the last thing I'm going to show you how to do in here. So the nice part is, even though I made you make a Gmail account, you can just forward all of your Gmail stuff to your school account, your work account, whatever it is you want. And it's like you don't even have a Gmail account except for when you want to use it. Otherwise, it can just simply be routed right to your regular account. Disable forwarding by default is selected. If you go and pick that radio button underneath it, it says forward a copy of anything that's coming in to this email to such and such address. So I'm just going to type in my school address here. Just make one up. There we go. And every time somebody sends me something into my Gmail account, it automatically gets slammed right over into my school account. And now I have a few options after this. Even I can say I can keep a copy of this in Gmail, or I can actually say, seeing that it's already going to it's being forwarded anyway, I'm going to have a copy of it at school or at work or in my other email. I might as well just delete the copy after it comes in and gets rerouted, so that when I come into Gmail I don't have a second copy of it here. For instance, I do though. I keep all of my emails in both Gmail and my Do4U account. It's a nice little way to archive things and make sure that they stay safe, so on and so forth. And I've got tons of room in my Gmail account, so who really cares? I just most of the time don't check them in Gmail. But that's how I'm going to handle this stuff. So I'm going to actually set this back to keep them in my mailbox here. And some of these other settings are for POP3 enablements, things like that. Most of this stuff you are not going to have to worry about at all, unless you want to get into this more heavily. But I'm going to hit Save Changes. And now, if you send something to testing 1do4, it's going to automatically go straight into my school account. So I've taught you how to do labels. I taught you how to forward your mail from here. I taught you how to star things. Now I just really want you to play around, start working on the settings of your Gmail account, start setting some things up a little bit here. The next thing that we go through will be making contacts, and that's it.